Hello human beings, today we're gonna be looking at this, the new 2021 Audi E-Tron Sportback, which is Audi's new electric SUV. Audi, like many other mainstream brands, has been pushing for a more electric future. Their new electric sedan, the Audi E-Tron Sportback, comes out on February 9th, 3 days after filming this video. So what is the E-Tron Sportback? The E-Tron Sportback is the coupe version of the E-Tron, which is like how the X4 is a coupe version of the X3 or the X6 is the coupe version of the X5. Now, visually, it's pretty obvious that the E-Tron Sportback is a direct competitor to the Tesla Model X. That also makes sense when it comes to price. This E-Tron Sportback starts at $70,000 but can easily be pushed up to $85,000 with options. So, before we get into actually looking around in the car and touching things, let's talk some numbers. This car has about 402 horsepower and can do 0 to 60 in 5.5 seconds. It also has a range of 222 miles, which is not bad, but it's not impressive either. Now, as I read out these numbers, you may think, oh, this car is a bad value, but it's not. Trust me. Where the E-Tron beats the Tesla is in its interior, where the Audiness comes in. There's a lot of beautiful materials everywhere, and things feel very good to touch. Now, let's look inside. Before we get inside and have a look at the cool features inside the E-Tron Sportback, let's have a look outside, starting with the charge port. Now, this is the charge port, and intuitively, we'll try tapping around here, hoping this thing would open. But it's cooler. If you press the little button here, the E-Tron Sportback's charge port door opens ever so gracefully to give you that premium feel every time you charge your car. Though this is an electric model, Audi has still maintained its large grille, but as you can see, most of it is shut, and it just has these little bars to cool its electronic parts. Well, we're on the other side, and you can see this piece, and you may assume, well, it's on the charge port or some other opening to do something, but no, it just exists for the sake of symmetry and design. Well, we're in the back of the E-Tron Sportback, and you can notice one thing: it does not have a rear wiper. You just have to hope that the snow slides down whenever you're driving out on a snowy or rainy day. As expected, the trunk is a power tailgate, and just tap your hand underneath, and it opens. Now, once you enter here, you can see two things. Well, the load floor is high. I'm about 5'6", 5'7", and you can see this comes all the way up to my knees. So that might be a small problem when you're loading heavy stuff from places like IKEA or heavy groceries. But don't worry. In the bottom of the trunk, if you see the little latch here and you pull it up, you can see you get a whole lot of more trunk space, and you can probably stick in, I don't know, a few gallons of milk here in the bottom. So let's get inside. Now, if you pull this little door here, one cool thing you can notice is it says E-Tron on the bottom. So every time you enter your car, you can always remember that you got an E-Tron. Thing you realize when you get inside is this middle center armrest. Now, this is an armrest for the rear passengers, and if you tap this little button here, you can see these little cup holders that pop out ever so gracefully. If you want to put it back in, just push them in and it stays in place. Now, in the middle, you can pull out, you can pull up this little latch and notice this little storage compartment, but I don't know what's going to fit in. Do you? Now, let's talk Sportback. Because it's a Sportback model, as you can see, it cuts down a bit of headroom, and that is true. Now, I'm around 5'6", 5'7", and I have ample amount of knee room to go over. But if you look immediately up, I don't have much space, and I have only about 2-3 inches of headroom. Now, this will not be too good for passengers above 6 foot. The interesting thing is, you get 2 USB-A charge ports and a cigarette port lighter, so you can charge in your phone or your electronic devices. But unfortunately, this does not come with USB-C chargers, and since so many phones are moving to USB-C, it's a bit of a problem for modern sustainability. Now, getting inside, you can see the same E-Tron logo displayed on the floor, and it's a nice spacious room inside with a lot of screens and cool features. Getting inside as a passenger, the first thing you can see is this E-Tron logo. So if you get in with someone in their car, you'll always be reminded what car they drive. You can also see this cool little glove box, and it's pretty deep inside. My entire arm goes inside. Pretty cool. Speaking of glove boxes, let's talk about the one on the driver's side. Now, if you see this here, right behind the steering wheel, just pull this little latch, and you can see the deepest glove box ever. As you can see, it goes to my elbow, and well, it's pretty deep. Except with the coolest parts of an EV, the front. So you pull this little latch, and the trunk hood pops open. See, the trunk hood has popped open. Now we just go under here, feel for that little latch, turn it around, open the whole thing. Now if you can see this little latch, it looks like a smiling person with a nose. Pretty wholesome.
To access the trunk, pull up the little plastic lid and you can see the plastic cover opens. It shows the small trunk, but it works.
So that is the Audi E-Tron Sportback. But unfortunately, I can't drive it due to some driving complications in the late 18th century. So, I'll see you guys later. Huge thanks to Audi Shrewsbury for letting me film this video. They've really been cool about it, and it's a great opportunity for me too. Thank you.